So I've made a few boxes lately with the tops like this, where they've got a dome. It's kind of a convex shape. And I like to hollow the inside of them out after I've shaped them. And so I've had a real hard time clamping them in place. I mean, this is a finished piece of wood. If I can't squeeze it too hard, it's getting kind of fragile. So how do I hang on to this? I've been clamping it between bench dogs, putting wedges in here, and it slides around, not working very well. So I finally decided to make myself a vacuum clamp, and it works so good that I thought I'd share it with you guys. So, like I said, my main purpose was to clamp these convex shaped things in here. So what I did, I took some scraps of wood that I had laying around the shop, and I took a board, I drilled a hole in it, and I epoxied a hose fitting on the bottom of it. And then I put some legs on the side so I can take this thing and clamp it into a vise like this. And then the gasket, that's the secret, is the gasket. And what I found that works really well is a gasket off of a toilet tank. Not necessarily, I'm not using the one on that goes to the floor, but the one between the tank and the bowl. There are different varieties of these. Some are a harder rubber, some are a soft rubber. The one that I got is a real thick with a soft rubber, and I wanted that because I wanted something that would form around these odd shapes. So I got that one. So what I did is I took this gasket and I held it in kind of an oval shape because that's closely matches the stuff that I'm concerned with right now. And so I held it in that oval shape. I put it on the board. I traced around it with a pencil, and then I routed a groove in there. And the groove is a little wider than the lip on the bottom of the gasket. So then I put some epoxy in that groove, and while the epoxy was still wet before it cured, I clamped one of these things on here, and so that kind of formed the gasket down into the position it would be in to match, this piece. And I left it clamped in there while the epoxy cured, and this thing works incredibly well. It's a game changer. Honestly, it's a major game changer. So I've got it hooked up to my vacuum pump. I set the board on there. And that's it. This thing is as solid as a rock. Now you notice that it does have a little bit of wiggle in it, not enough that it's going to affect anything that I would do, really, routing, shaping, anything. But like I said, they've got different gaskets. There are some with a harder rubber, and I think if you used one of them, that it would not wiggle quite so much. This has worked great for me. And there we go, got enough off of there. And luckily and happily, this also turns out it works just as well on perfectly flat pieces. I put a flat board on there, and boom, same thing. So this thing is just great. I really like it. And I should mention too that if you go in the plumbing section over at your big box store, like I said, you get these. This is a 3-inch gasket. They've got 2-inch gaskets, they've got 3-inch, and there are also some varieties of gaskets, the ones that go on the floor, that aren't waxed. There's some nice pliable rubber ones that would work well. So you could make these in different sizes if you want. You could make one that's this big, 2-inch, 3-inch. You can shape them, by the way I did mine. So anyway, it's a game changer. It's super easy. It's cheap. I wish I'd done this years ago. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like this. Thumbs up, subscribe if you don't mind. It helps my channel. And let me know how it turns out. If you make one, let me know how it turns out for you. Thanks.